Yes, yes. Please carry on.
Good morning, one and all present here. This is Shivangi Rajput, Assistant Professor in Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad, Uttar Pradesh. On the behalf of CPDHE and all my colleague faculty members, I heartily welcome Dr. R.K. Bhatt. Dr. R.K. Bhatt is currently working as a professor in the Department of Library and Information Science of University of Delhi since 1/1/2009. He is certified for contributing 11 books, 9 edits books, over 180 research paper and articles published in peer-reviewed journal, international journals, editor books, conferences and proceedings, etc. Dr. Bhatt was the editor of the Ruptured Journal, Editor Journal of Library and Information Science of the Department of Library and Information Science. As HOD. Dr. Bhatt was the guest editor of one of the issue of the journal Library Progress International in 100 invited talks, keynote address, lectures, and considerable number of conferences, sessions, and national and international conferences, along with holding his position in Board of Studies, Curriculum Development Committees, UGC NET, workshop selections committees, etc., of several academic institutions and universities of central and state government. He is an excellent teacher holding specialization in area of marketing of LIS product and service. History of library in India and UNESCO contribute in development of library and documentary centuries. Academic library system, library cataloging, theory of practice, etc. Prior to joining the University of Delhi, Dr. Bhatt served as the assistant librarian for about 8 years at Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Delhi. Dr. Bhatt served the University of Delhi as head of LIS department from December 2007 to December 2010. As HOD of the department, he successfully organized several national and international programs such as Kabul Training Program and International Academic Culture of Government of India and Afghanistan Seminar of Relevance of the Rangnath Philosophy in Present Era 2009 and Rangnath Vision for the Academic Library to refresher course in Library and Information Science in collaboration with CPDHE. He proceeded writing of truly reflected through the 11 books, 9 edit books, over 140 research paper articles published in peer-reviewed journal international, editor books, conferences and proceedings, etc. Dr. Bhatt was the editor of Ruptured Journal, entire Journal of Library and Information Science of the Department of Library and Information Science, University of Delhi for 3 years during his tenure and the HOD. Dr. Bhatt was the guest editor of one of the issues of Journal Library Progress International. His research capability can be easily judged with 4 PhD, 20 MPhil, and over 100 MLSC dissertations. He is actively engaged cerebral and contributing his best as the member of many library association selection committees, life member of the Indian Library Association, member of the 2002-2002 for library history, public relation officer Indian Library Association for the terms 2002 to 2004, council member of Indian Library Association for the session 2004 to 2007, chairman section committee of library history ILA for the session 2004 to 2007, member of the Indian Library Association, vice president, life member of Delhi Library Association, and life member of the IASLIC for his outstanding contribution in the field of library and information. Conferred the Best Library Science Teachers Award 2009 and Uttar Pradesh also facilitated him the Best Teacher Award in 2019. Thank you, sir, and please over to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, and please over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, thank you very much for introducing me in such a nice way. Though I do not deserve that kind of words and all these things, I'm sure that I'll try my level best to justify. You people are belonging to different disciplines, and I am the professor in library information science. So fields is something different, but libraries happen to be one segment which is the part and parcel of anybody's life as far as success in their life is concerned. None of you could have think of getting the success of your life without making use of libraries. So in that way, library happens to be a vital organ, and every one of us should be aware of all. So one lecture I would be contributing on the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and the library development. Before that, I would like to speak to you on a general topic so that you all have the interest in listening, and that would be on personality development, successful traits. I am just starting. Thank you very much, and I welcome and all my participants. And I hope that you all will be enjoying this particular lecture. The reason being is that the personality development happens to be an area which normally people do lack, simply because that the kind of expertise which a person need to have for achieving the efficiency and goals, you have to have at least the jack of many of the areas which are the part and parcel of personality development. Let us start our lecture. We we have to understand what personality development means, or personality development deals with. A personality affect his or her performance on the job. It's true that if you have quite competent knowledge and skill for performing the task which has been assigned to you, you definitely get success in it. Success in the world of work requires ability to perform along with the ability to adjust in the environment. That is another important aspect, that until unless you have the ability to adjust yourself in the kind of environment, perhaps you will not be able to really perform with best of your capabilities, and your hardship in the work. The stress, conflict, and miscommunication with superior, co-workers, and subordinates often cause difficulties unless you have positive personality characteristics. That is another important aspect, that all stress, conflict, and other kind of behavioral aspects are the part and parcel of your work culture. And if you do not look the things in a positive way, if they are not the part of the positive characteristics of your personality, then it is going to hamper your work. Negative personality traits can hamper or prevent individual adjustment and alienate others, thereby resulting into miserable failure in their respective job. If you always try to curse the environment, if you always you curse your subordinates or your officers, and if you are not satisfied with the environment, you are always finding one problem or the other in the working environment, then you are going to be a miserable failure, because then your focus is not to get your work done with most of the productivity, and not able to achieve the targets and goals which has been fixed for the purpose of performing that task. So therefore, the negative personality traits hampers. Then the personality generally implies to all what is unique about an individual, the characteristic that makes one stand out in crowd. See, you are a group of many of the faculty members. we are working in the online environment and we are giving the lecture in the online environment, but think of once a while that we all are in an offline mode, and if we are having the gathering of 50 teachers, then out of those 50 teachers, after 2 days, 3 days or 5 days in this kind of a workshop like this, you will find that few of the teachers are dominant one. Few of the teachers are identified as unique as compared to others. That is something which is your that quality which makes those people the specific or unique among the crowd in which you are working. Since the problems are the part and parcel of life, and it is the way in which one deals with them that determines whether one is going from strength to strength or weaker to weaker. Thus, in order to develop a healthy and popular personality, one should look deeper and deeper into positive thinking. So basically, when we talk of personality development, what is needed is that we should have the positivity in the thought process of ourselves. When we are performing any task, we should always think of that when I am performing the task, the objectives related to the task which I am performing are definitely going to be achieved. With this kind of positive mindset, if you are working, then you are able to achieve your goals. So, what is positive thinking? What you have to do is always think that every situation in life is temporary. So when life is good, make sure you enjoy and receive it fully. And when life is not good, remember that it will not last forever and better days are on the way. I have seen in my 30 years of teaching experience, I have seen my colleagues, I have seen my students, I have seen my professional people, that whenever there are problems in their life, whether the problem on account of their professional field, on account of their family or whatever in society, they lose their confidence and they feel that the life is a curse for them. This kind of negativity need not to have, because it is a hard fact that the time today which you have is not going to be permanent. The things are bound to take place in a different way, and with this positive thought you will be able to overcome the kind of problem which you are facing. Difficulties in the life do not come to destroy you, but to help you to realize your hidden potential and power. When you are in a good environment, you are always performing the things according to your general abilities which you are having. But when you are working in a difficult environment, in an adverse environment, then your hidden potentialities which you have, which you might have developed in your personality over the years, that comes out and that helps you to win over the situation, and therefore realize your hidden potential and power. You may be recalling that if you believe in the mythology, we understand that when Hanumanji was forgetting his powers, it was Jamvat, the senior most person among them, made him realize that what kind of power he has, because Hanumanji had forgotten the power because of his naughty tricks which he has played with Bhagwan Surya and with the other devatas, and because of that they were given the shrap that he will be forgetting his powers so that he should not be able to disturb the people as a naughty boy. But when he became adult and when the powers were to be realized, then Jamvat made him realize that look, you are so powerful, you can do that. And with that realization of power, Hanumanji has created wonders, and this is what is the Ramayana tells about all of us if we believe in the mythological thoughts. Always pray to have eyes that sees the best, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith. My dear friends, you always should welcome the things in a positive way. You may have your critics. There may be people who have done against you people. I understand that it's a part and parcel of life. But if you start thinking and if you are forgiving them for the things which they have done wrong against you, that will be certainly creating the positive mindset in your personality, and therefore you will be able to do best of your work with your abilities and your strength. Success is something like a morning which does not come on demand but comes when you are getting up and making sincere efforts to achieve it. My dear friends, there is no shortcut method in achieving the goals of the life. You will have to work harder. You will have to work sincerely. You will have to work committedly, honestly. And when you are doing all, I see no reason that the success will not come in your way. You will have to achieve it. It will not come of its own. Always have hope in your heart to win. Your fate may change or not, but it is certain that the time always changes. If you have a positive mindset, your heart will always give you the message, yes, you can do this work, you can do this, and you will be able to achieve this. And this is what is a fate, what this is the reality, that the time is always subject to changing. Whatever time today, it will not remain the same, that will be changed. Maybe the worst is coming, maybe the much more congenial environment is coming where you will be able to really perform your task in a better way. So what you do is, when you start taking care of yourself, you start feeling better, you start looking better, and you start to attract better. It all starts with you. There is nobody will come and help you. It is your heart, it is your within the soul of yourself. You will have to make it realize that you are the best out of the crowd. Look for something positive in every day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. So the problems comes in the way, problems comes in life. It's a natural phenomena. Nobody on this earth is a person who is not having problems in his or her life. But if you are looking the problems in a positive way, you always have the solution of it. You plant positive thoughts, anything is possible. If you have positive thought, if you feel that whatever the problems are there, but you will be able to conquer them because your sincerity, your hard work, then everything is possible and you would be able to do this. And this is what you should always think of, that you are the best guy to perform the task which has been assigned to you in whatever adversities it has been assigned to you. Then the mantras for developing a positive personality are: one, I believe today is my lucky day. Always think of that whatever the day is there before you, it is lucky for you. Never think of that this day is difficult to spend, this day is difficult to work. Always feel that will give you positive aspect in your body. It will create positive energy in your body if you start thinking that today's day is your lucky day. I am grateful for every opportunity life has given to me, learn and develop. This way, if you start thinking, then you will find that you are learning many things in a very comfortable manner. These things are becoming easy in your life. I am an honest and sincere person. What people say about you, that may not matter in your life if your heart, your soul is saying that you are honest, sincere person. I have healthy body which I will take care of. Now see, I just do not have, in my knowledge, I meet with thousands of people in my life. I do not find a person who says I am completely physically fit. But still, I have seen people who have lot of diseases in their body, but still they have positive mindset, and because of that, they are able to survive, they are able to perform, they are able to do their best. And this is what you have to feel in your life, that my body is perfect, and God is so great that the God has given us this life, and we will have to present this life much more betterly, much more happily, sincerely, and honestly. I am compensate towards others. I appreciate constructive criticism to help me learn and develop my skill. Never, ever mind it if somebody is criticizing you. Even if somebody is criticizing you, you should try to understand, is there anything wrong with me? Do my acts are really adverse? my acts are negative, or I am doing something bad, something wrong for someone. If you start like thinking like that, then you will have the constructive criticism, acceptability in your personality. I am full of love. अपने आप से, if you do not, अगर आप प्यार नहीं करते अपने आप से, if you do not love yourself, then don't expect that the people will love with you. So you will have to first realize that I am the best, and the God is so kind enough that the God has given me the man's life to live in this society, and therefore I love myself. That kind of feeling should always be covering you around the world. I am kind and generous. Always feel that when people are coming and meeting with you, the people are in trouble, the people are needing your help, you always extend your help to them. Show your kindness, that will give you pleasure and happiness and satisfaction. I am dependable and ever ready to help others. Now, you should always have the positive mindset. I have seen the people do not come forward to help the people thinking that why I should help Mr. X and Mr. Y, I had done wrong against me. Look at it. See, I have seen even in my my colleague Professor KP Singh. He is about 10 years younger to me. When he came as a assistant professor in my department, the way he has developed, he had been learning and he has reached to the level. Now see, he is unique among all the faculty members in my department. He has left every one of us behind what he has done, simply because he has never looked back thinking that what the other colleagues are doing. Lot of problems were created by other colleagues in his way, but you see how much progress he has achieved in it. Still, for those people, I have never seen Professor KP Singh working against them. So this is what you need to develop in your personality. I have faith in myself. You have to believe in yourself. I have faith in others. Don't think that everybody is your enemy. There are people who respect you. There are people who are there to help you. There are people who encourage you. There are people who appreciate your work. So always have this kind of a feeling. Now the traits for personality development. There are many traits which should be the part and parcel of your personality, and you are able to really convert yourself into a very confident and very positive person if you have these kind of traits which has been listed on your screen. One is leadership style, another is communication, third is interpersonal relationship, fourth is developing positive attitudes, the self-improvement, self-esteem, planning for team building, time management, motivation, productivity, conflict resolution, stress management, lifelong learning. These are all areas which are very vital, very important for any human being to become most competent, viable, vibrant, and productive person in the task, in the vicinity, in the environment, in the work, wherever he or she is working with these kind of traits in the personality. There is no, I think, no problem in achieving the goals for which you are working. Now, what leadership is? The leadership style is the process of social influence in which one person can enlist the aid and support of others in accomplishment of a common task to contribute something extraordinary happen. A leader is always something different from others, and that is why the person leads from the front. I still remember when my colleague Professor KP Singh brought a manuscript before me to look into and do little help by editing the text, and the title was very impressive, and the title was Leading from the Front. Now, leaders are always leading from the front. You cannot be the simple part and parcel of a gathering. Somebody will have to come forward and lead, and the person who leads had many traits in the personality, as I have already spoken about. See, a leader is supposed to guide. A leader is supposed to give you solution. A leader has vision what to do, in what way it has to be done. A leader knows how the teamwork can be conducted. A leader is capable to give you direction. A leader is capable to frame the strategies. A leader is very good communicator, and a leader is the person who is having capacity to do something in such a way that the goals are achieved. Therefore, who is the leader? A leader sets goals. A leader makes plans to take proper actions to achieve and help the people to achieve. He is always in front to lead the entire group and motivate them that look, this is the task, this is the target, and this has to be achieved. And therefore, you have seen around the world there have been people who have given great leadership to the human society. Communication. It is the ability to communicate well that distinguishes one individual from others. My dear friends, this communication happens to be, you all are faculty members, as I understand, and as I was told. I am sure that a teacher cannot survive and sustain until unless a teacher has the ability to communicate. Language may be different. You may be good communicator in Hindi, you may be good communicator in English or in Urdu or any regional language. That doesn't matter. But you should be having the capacity and capabilities to be an impressive, good communicator. You should be able to express what actually you have in your mind. If you are not able to communicate what you have in your mind, if you are not able to really speak something in an impressive way, then the gathering which is listening you would not be able to really concentrate on what you are doing. I have seen many. I am also a teacher, as you people are. I have seen that there are teachers who are not able to get the connectivity eye to eye with the student, and that is why when a teacher is delivering the lecture, the students are sometimes gossiping, sometimes showing that they are getting a feel of sleep. Reason being is their interest level is gone. But if you are a good communicator, if you are with good content, and if you are able to express it, then I see no reason that the students will not take interest in listening what you are speaking. Therefore, see the following. Are you speaking clearly so that others can understand your message? When you are speaking something, your subconscious is evaluating what you are saying is correct or not, what you are saying is audible or not, what you are saying is acceptable or not, what you are saying is understandable or not. Can you tell if the receiver understand the message you are sending? You should observe while communicating whether the message which the intent to be given through your communication is very well taken by the others who are listening. What non-verbal messages are you sending? That is the body language. That is your actions by making use of your thought process with your hands and your body language and all. They all are powerful weapon in your hand as a communicator when you are communicating, because that helps you, that impress the people, that impress the audience, that impress the gathering. Do you offer feedback when the other person is speaking? See, that is another quality which one should have. What do you notice that could improve your communication? When you are speaking, you are the best judge of yourself. You understand that these are the words which were not properly used. These are the things which could not be communicated properly. That is the thing where I lack. If you start observing this from your subconscious, that tells you and helps you to improve your communication for future. Interpersonal relationship. This is another very important aspect, because we all are human beings. We are living in the society. We are working in institution. We are working in gathering. We are not working in isolation. Therefore, we'll have to interact with the people around us, and the interpersonal relationship happens to be a very important aspect, and we must understand how you will be a good interpersonal interactive people or person, so that the
Sir,
people.
sorry,
Pardon?
sir. Sorry to intervene, sir.
आवाज नहीं
May
आ
I have
रही.
a question? May I have a question, sir?
Pardon?
Hello? May I have a question, sir?
Can we have you just note down? We will discuss all these things after the lecture.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay? Because otherwise I will get it disturbed, isn't it? You just note down and you ask the question. I will try to satisfy you with my answer then after. In addition, empathy and sympathy tact should also be the part of an human being to be the person having quality of maintaining good interpersonal relationship. Further, cooperativeness, politeness, patience, enthusiasm, disputability, etc. are some other facts which makes you stronger in maintaining good interpersonal relationship. Now see what happens is when you are working, sometimes you have subordinates and you have superior. You have to have balance while interacting with both of the people. And if you do not have good relationship with your subordinates or your bosses, then the balance for working would not be able to sustain and maintain, and that will not be good enough for the healthy environment which lead for the productivity. Developing positive attitude. See, doctors have found that there is a very strong connection between our mind and body. Your attitudes can dramatically affect your health for good or bad. Conversely, your body can help you to develop better attitudes. Next time you feel negative, try the following. Now, these are certain things which have been suggested when you are passing through a phase when the negative thoughts are floating in your mind. Then these are the things we need to take care. This is what has been suggested by the expert. One is smile. Another is sit up or stand up straight. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Focus on what is good. Take care of yourself. These are certain kind of things which if you are practicing, then what happens is that your thought process gets streamlined. Your thought process become normal, and then you are able to conquer on your negativity which is happening and hampering your work. Now, when we talk of self-improvement, what you have to understand is the knowledge decide what to say. Skill decide how to say. Attitude decide how much to say, and wisdom decide whether to say or not. Now, these are very important things that always it is not good that you should speak. Sometimes you should be a good listener. Sometimes your attitude, your behavior should be very calm, cool, and acceptability in the thought process and communication and listening process of others is also good enough for self-improvement. Now, how you will be able to do the self-improvement? There are steps like develop a realistic vision of your future. Now, when you are setting your goals, you should have understand your limitations. You should have understood your powers, your skills, and you have to assert once the goals have been fixed. Then you should assert honestly, sincerely to achieve them. Every one of us might have seen in our young days a different kind of a career. Somebody would have wanted to become doctor or a manager or a IAS officer and what not. But every one of us might not have been able to really do what we really wanted at a time when we were young people. But then every one of us who is sitting over here, as you understand, all our teachers, then their stage would have been, and that situation would have been when every one of us would have realized that our potentiality is towards reading, listening, learning, doing research, and becoming a teacher. And that might have opened the path for becoming every one of us as a teacher, and we all are teaching, and we are doing our best for the development of this nation through our students who are becoming potential in offering their services and renting their services to their best capabilities to the society. Analyze the personality that you envision and bring specific goals into focus. Then identify specific measurable objectives of each goal. Your goal should not be without any objective. If your objectives are not clearly defined, then you will not be able to really achieve your task. This is what is happening in your research also. Your all research proposals start with defining your objectives, and then your study grow up on the basis of what objectives and hypotheses you have designed. So therefore, the objectives are very important and vital factor when you are fixing your goal. Develop your success identity. Your action plans will point the way. As you implement your action plan, remember this: self-improvement is not a goal to attain. It is a process that continues as you grow into the best person that you can be. That means you are always in the process of learning and developing your knowledge, developing your skills, developing your power, so that you are becoming the best potential, professional, skillful person to perform the task which has been assigned to you. The self-esteem. Now, how, what, in what way you will be able to achieve it? Start knowing yourself by yourself. You do the evaluation of yourself. अपना मूल्यांकन करना सीखें. अपने व्यक्तित्व का मूल्यांकन यदि आप खुद नहीं कर सकते हैं, यदि आपके मन में अपने आप को मूल्यांकन करने की शक्ति नहीं है, then it is not possible for improving it. Physical appearance, athletic skills, romantic appeal. You are always pleasant and pleasureful in looking. Ethics and morals. Develop your some ethics and your morality while you are performing your task. Mechanical ability. I know there are many of people in my friend circle, they are able to sometime, if you have some electrical problem, they can have the screwdriver and they are able to do it. Every one of us cannot do it, but there are some people who have this kind of ability also. Sense of humor. I have seen many people who have very good sense of humor and they attract the entire gathering in which they are talking and they are behaving in a group. Artistic talent. There are some people who can portray, some people who can do something which really attract the group. Some ideas to achieve self-esteem are: celebrate your strength and accomplishments, change the way you talk to yourself, use encouragement, not put down, accept responsibility for your action, make wrong right, be sure that you are not setting your standards unrealistically high or too low. Remember that beating yourself for your weakness is self-defending. Instead of running yourself down, set goals for strengthening those areas. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. Strike a balance between focusing on improving yourself and focusing on the needs others. Keep in mind that being kind to others will help you feel better about yourself. Don't be defensive when you hear criticism. Look for any truth on which you can get and ignore any malice. Never give up on yourself. हार मानने की प्रवृत्ति को त्यागना होगा. I do not know, there is a faculty from Hindi department. I am also not from Hindi background much in my literature studies in Hindi. But when I was the student in graduation, I read something about the Hajari Prasad Dwivedi. And in one of the texts he has said that हारी हुई मनोवृत्ति के अंदर इंसान के पास दो विकल्प होते हैं. एक, या तो वो सरेंडर कर देता है, या तो वो दोबारा से अपनी खोई हुई शक्ति को अर्जित कर एक बार फिर से मैदान में आकर और जीतने का प्रयास करता है. If you are a history student, you can realize that Muhammad Ghaznavi, who was a foreign invader who attacked our country, 16 times he was defeated, but on 70th time he was able to conquer Prithviraj Chauhan, and the history tells then what kind of fate this country has changed because of the continuous effort done by Muhammad Ghaznavi to conquer this country. So this is where never forgive. Every one of us, if we are failed in doing certain kind of our task, we should continue to try to do it. This is what normally is expected for achieving the goals. Planning for team building. Now, when you are a leader, when you are working as a head, when you are working as a group leader, the planning for team building is very, very important aspect. The key characteristics of team building are: have definite and periodic session on relevant issues. You should be able to know what are the parameters you have fixed to achieve your goals. Listen to all members and encourage them to suggest the way out of the problem. It is not like that what you are thinking is always correct. Your subordinate, your bosses, or anybody surrounding with you may have some idea which helps you to do and achieve your goals. Consider using an independent, internal or external facilitator to allow all levels to join in as equal and to avoid it feeling of supremacy or subordination. Like if you have a feeling of supremacy or subordination, then your ego would not allow to get best out of your subordinates, and whatever subordinates have potentiality sometime better than us may not come out because our subordinate is realizing that you will not give ear to the kind of suggestion he or she is making to you. Be brief using a predefined process that highlights the workplace parallels and allows the participant to extract their own learning rather than be preached to. Use a proven mechanics to transfer the learning back to the workplace, ideally integrated with the debriefing process itself. That means what? When you are performing a task, have a brief discussion, brief briefing before it. I would like to take you to the field of cricketers. When they start playing their inning, they all gather with each other in so collectively manner, and they discuss something. I do not know what they discuss something, but this kind of activity creates a sense of unity among them, and that kind of unity is the part of team building. And when you are doing this, you earn the confidence, and you reach to the field then after with the confidence that you are going to win this match. This is what kind of thing is required when you are a team leader. When you have people to work under your supervision, you should have a brief briefing with them, give and motivate them that this task is not that difficult as the people would have said to you, because you all are powerful, you all are skillful, you are all are hardworking, honest and creative people, and you will be able to finish up the task. Time management. Time management is a set of principles, practices, skills, tools and systems working together to help you get more value out of your time with the aim of improving the quality of your lifetime. Management is set of tools which allows you to. Now always remember that we have seen that the people do not manage the time perfectly, and you see the best way to manage the time can be learned from the students who are appearing in 3 hours examination. You have also appeared in your life. I have also appeared in my life, and we are telling our students to do. And those students who do not make the time management while performing the paper of 3 hours, they may be very intelligent, but some of them are not able to complete the paper, and therefore their score is lesser. So you have to be balanced enough. So is the case in every sphere of life, every sphere of activity. If you are not doing the time management, then you will be a miserable failure in your work. So what do you have to do? Eliminate wastage. Be prepared for meeting. If you are coming in meetings without preparation, you do not know what is the agenda you are going to discuss. You do not know what to do, what decisions are to be taken, what kind of way you will be able to influence upon in getting these things done according to your whims and wisdom. And if you are not prepared for doing all these things, you are going to be a miserable failure in meeting. Refuse excessive workloads. This is also very important thing. I have seen people that they are the yes man of the boss, and whatever work the boss is assigning, they are accepting it as a blind follower. That results what? That they are accepting the work in good faith, or accepting the orders of the boss, but their capacity is not that level that they will be able to perform all tasks. What happens is then the results are not fruitful. The results are not expected up to the expected level which are supposed to be, and therefore you should be honest enough, you should be capable enough to say no to the excessive workload which is expected to be assigned to you. Monitor project works. The evaluation and monitoring on certain intervals is very important aspect. If you are monitoring the task which you are working, or your team is working, then you will be able to finish up the task within the time frame. Allocate resources, that time appropriate to a task to important. Ensure that long time projects are not neglected. Plan each day efficiently. Every day is very important day for achieving your goals, and therefore your plans should be looked into on day-to-day basis. Plan each week effectively, and then see how much achieve you have achieved in that particular week to finish your task. Do to do so simply with a little self-discipline. Discipline is one very important aspect. If your subordinates, if you and everybody in collectively is working in a disciplined manner, then there is no reason that you will not be able to perform your task in limit. I am not praising any government or any person, but if you look at the National Highways Management by Gadkari, you find, and you are yourself is saying, every one of us, those who go different states and find that the highways are, as compared to in past, they are wonderfully maintained and developed. This is where the time management, the leadership quality and other things can very well be seen in the working style of our honorable minister Gadkari ji. Of course, the Modi ji, the leader of the entire group. But then in subgroups you have find Gadkari ji is one of the best persons to do this work. Motivation. The motivation is the activation of goal-oriented behavior. Motivation may be rooted in the basic needs to minimize physical pain and maximize pleasure. See, what happens is that there sometimes the staff is under depression. There may be reason, there may be some family problem, there may be some social problem, there may be some work place problem. Sometimes you do not get your promotions. Let's say, for example, you have seen in University of Delhi, for the past 15 years, the people were looking to have their promotion. And now you have seen that the promotion has been taken up as one of the agendas of, which was started by the former acting Vice Chancellor Joshi ji, and now it is being continued with the present Vice Chancellor, Honorable Professor Yogesh Singh ji, and the DUTA itself, the Mr. Bhagi and the NTTF team and all. You have seen that the people who were not getting the promotion, they have got promotion, which was pending for several years to go. Now you see the smile has come on the faces of teachers. I do not know many of you, how many of you have got the promotions which were due. But if your promotion was due, then the present administration and the earlier administration, they all have ensured that the principals of the respective college should initiate the process of getting the promotion done of the faculty members. And as far as I remember, I have not got much of the information about the rejections of the faculty members in promotion. I myself had been the member of governing body and treasurer of governing body, and was also the chairperson of many of the selection committees of the university and college. And I have ensured that each and everybody should get the promotion because it is due. So you have to give motivation. If you do not give motivation, then the staff will not be able to perform the task up to that level. How to create self-motivation? You willingly perform the tasks that are assigned to you. You arrange your duties so that the work is completed on time after the assignments have been made. You take great pains to be accurate because mistakes can be costly. Of course, if you are committing the mistakes, maybe knowingly, maybe unknowingly, but what happens? The results are drastic. The results are very negative. The results are very costly in that way. Everywhere it happens in entire life, whether it is game, whether in your office, whether in your budgeting at home or whatever it is. You take pride in your work. If you do not really relish, you do not enjoy your work which has been assigned, the productivity will not come. मुझे मन से अगर आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं, आपका मन काम में नहीं लग रहा है, आपका ध्यान किसी और जगह केंद्रित है, तो उसका नुकसान ही होगा, फायदा नहीं हो सकता। आप कार चला रहे हैं, आपका ध्यान कहीं और लगा हुआ है, एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा। आप अगर टाइप कर रहे हैं, अपना प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट तैयार कर रहे हैं, ध्यान कहीं और लग रहा है, तो आप कोई उल्टा सीधा उसमें कर देंगे। तो हर एक जगह तो, लेकिन अगर आप अपने काम में रुचि ले रहे हैं, इफ यू आर गेटिंग इंटरेस्ट इन योर वर्क, if that work which has been assigned to you, the work in which you take the interest, then certainly that work is going to be perfect enough. I am the library professional. I would have shared with you many of the examples of this kind of a thing, because the library through different sections perform different kind of tasks. But if I explain you those kind of tasks, many of you may not be having interest in knowing it because you are not belonging to that discipline. So that is why I am avoiding that kind of example which I normally used to give as far as take pride to the work is concerned. Productivity. It ensures the jobs done perfectly and accurately, which is possible only when you are able to concentrate on helping learners become good workers. In addition, you should be able to communicate to the subordinates to remove their stress and motivate them to perform their task with full zeal, commitment, and devotion. See, you cannot think of achieving the productivity from your subordinate staff if you are not giving them the congenial environment, atmosphere, even the manpower allocation. I have seen in the past 10-15 years that the attitude of government is that whatever vacancies are getting vacant, the government attitude is that they are not being filled in, and the work which was supposed to be done by the person who was retired or somebody who has got the promotion and left, those kind of works have been assigned and divided to the rest of the people, and that has been resulted that lot of stress, lot of work has been on the shoulder of the people who had already been having workload on their shoulders, and this is what is happening is that the work performance is hampered, and this should be get removed by the superior. The conflict resolution. Remember these points as you think about your conflict. Conflict is destructive when resolution of conflict ends with a winner and a loser. Always remember that if you are having in conflict with somebody else, then you will be always involved in framing certain kind of tasks and strategies to defeat that fellow, and that will become personal then, and because of that what happens is the institution suffer, the work suffer. Conflict motivates behaviors, and when it forces us to do things that we won't want to do, it can be destructive. It is always remember that your conflict most of the time results into the destructive kind of environment on your working place. Conflict can keep us from doing our work or feeling good about ourselves and others. See, when we are talking of something in a conflict environment, our feeling good about ourselves and others is getting down or disappeared, and that is not good and healthy for working environment. Conflict can be destructive if the individuals involved act aggressively or if they accuse each other of causing the problem. I have seen that the people start making responsible each other, that you are responsible for this kind of failure and you are responsible for this kind of failure. But instead of making responsible for each and other just for the sake of creating a conflict, it is better to evaluate and honestly, sincerely try to find what was the reason that we have failed in it, and then we should try that next time when we are doing the task, we don't get failed because our weakness, our lacunas has come in our way. We have understood it that these were the reasons of our failure. This time we are not going to allow them to be failure in the task, and therefore the conflict resolution will work in that matter. Stress management. Now, this is another component which is very vital nowadays, and in a very materialistic life of ourselves, particularly in a ICT environment and in a corporate sector, basically in government sector as well. A lot of stress is being found among the people. Reason may be whatever the reasons are there, but this stress really have a adverse impact on our working skills and capacities. A normal part of life has good or bad implications. हम में से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जो अपने जीवन में ये कहे कि मेरे जीवन में सब अच्छी अच्छी बातें हुई हैं, कोई बुरी बात नहीं हुई. ये भगवान का काल चक्र है ना. We all are suffering in one way or the other with some problems. Maybe they may not be problem, but we think that they are problem because we are habitual of receiving and getting the thing smooth. Biological response to our environment. We people, sometimes we are healthy, sometimes we are ill, sometimes we are aged. Say for example, I am 60 years old now. Lot of problems, medical problems have come in my body, so I am taking a lot of medicines and all. That does not mean that I should start thinking that my time has gone. Even the last breath of my life, I should feel that God is kind enough on me that I am much better as compared to the people who are lying on the bed. Have once visit in hospital, you find that you are 1,000 times better than many of the people, since you are doing your job yourself. You are not dependent on anybody else. So always look a positive side of it and then find it out that you are bad. Likewise, there may be people who are much more uh, financial better than you, but there are people who are lesser than you. Always look at the people who are lesser in as compared to you. You will always find that the God is so grateful to you, and this way you will be able to really get the positive mindset of yourself. Flight or fight response, physical and mental reactions, financial hardship. Now, I have seen even the successful person sometimes passes through financial hardship, maybe because of their misfinancial management, because of something happened in their life which cost too much, maybe disease of somebody in the family, maybe some unwarranted things which have happened in the life, and so on. So the common stressful events which one can understand are moving. When you are moving from one place to another place, the stress automatically comes. Maybe you are a very qualified, very intelligent, very skillful person, but I still remember when first time when I had a flight to go to Japan. My entire journey was stressful because I was worried about what will happen. The language is different, whether I will be able to communicate to them or not, whether I will be able to reach to the destination because somebody is not there to help me, to take me to that hotel or that place, that institution where they have invited me to deliver a talk, and many more things. Even these are the stress which are unnecessarily coming and floating in my mind, but they are natural because you are a human being. New boss, if the new boss comes, stress starts. You do not know what kind of nature the boss has, what kind of style the boss has to work, in what way he would try to get the work, whether the boss believes in supremacy or he believes in chamchas, and lot of many things are there, and you, without working, without looking, without finding, start thinking like that, and sometimes the negative aspect, negativity of the actions of boss result into creating the stresses in the entire environment for the subordinate staff. Changing job. Nowadays, frequently the people are changing the job. Of course, the teacher community is not doing it, so we may not be able to rely upon it, but we have our kids who are changing the job in a corporate sector. So they are always in a stressful environment because they do not know what will be the environment in the new job, what kind of challenges the new job will have, in what way they will have to perform. It is not always that what kind of strategy you have adopted in one job will be successful adopting in another job. The job, the nature, the climate, the condition, the working culture, and everything is bound to be different, and therefore that creates the stress among ourselves. The birds, see, the birth happens to be another factor which creates a lot of things. Let's say, for unfortunately, I believe that in a metropolitan cities now the days have gone when we were distinguishing the birth of child on the basis of sex. Now the daughters are also accepted in families gracefully. But there was a time when if a male child would have got birth, there would have been celebrations in the society. And if a girl child got birth, then there would be a kind of a negative environment gets placed in. But I am very happy that slowly and gradually the society has come out from this kind of negative feeling. Now we are celebrating the birthdays, the birth of the girl child also, the deaths. We are emotionally attached with our people, mother, father, sister, brother, chacha, tau, friends, and all. Even it is a hard fact that being Indian, we are having a element of emotions in our body to the level that even if you have a pet and if your pet is no more, you are in a mode of lot of stress because you are emotionally attached to that pet or any of the animal which you have. What to talk of the men's, your own relations, your own person, that also creates stress. Break up in relationships, that is also, it is happening. I have seen in the young people that they are getting a lot of stress because of the breakup relationship. Today you have a good friend, tomorrow he has left you, so you are under stress. You have a good relationship with somebody else. I have seen a lot of things are happening in the social life of our married couples and all. Sometimes they are not understanding, so they one of the reason, maybe whatever the reason would have been, they are separating each other. These all are creating stress among ourselves. Thus, one should relax under pressure by doing stop for a moment, especially when you feel your muscles tightening up. जब आप स्ट्रेस में होते हैं तो आपकी बॉडी टाइट हो जाती है और आपका बॉडी के नर्व जो हैं, जो वो एडवर्सली वर्क करना शुरू कर देती हैं और उनमें स्ट्रेस होना शुरू हो जाता है. आपका ब्लड सर्कुलेशन बहुत फास्ट हो जाता है. तो यू हैव टू बी हैव रिलैक्स फॉर ए मोमेंट एंड टेक ए फ्यू डीप ब्रेथ्स. आप आराम से बैठ जाइए, लंबी सांस लें, लंबी सांस छोड़ें. दिस इज व्हाट हैज बीन taught. और अभी वी हैव सेलिब्रेटेड द इंटरनेशनल योगा डे एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ दिल्ली under the regime of Gandhi Bhavan and the director Professor KP Singh. Full week has been celebrated for that purpose. And you see, most of the thing, the crux of that is that you should be able to have control on your breathing system. आप कैसे सांस ले रहे हैं, कैसे छोड़ रहे हैं, that helps you a lot in maintaining your normal body perception. Do a relaxing exercise. Small yogic exercises can be done. Swing your hands at your sides and stretch. थोड़ा बहुत आप हाथों को इधर उधर हिलाकर अपने स्ट्रेस को कम कर सकते हैं. अपनी नेक को ऊपर नीचे ले जाकर कम कर सकते हैं. अपनी नेक को राउंड द क्लॉक और एंटी क्लॉक वाइज रोटेट कर रिलैक्स कर सकते हैं. If your work situation allows it, take a power nap. I do not know how many of people in their offices have this facility, but I understand. I have not worked in corporate sector, but my kids are working. So sometime I got this information from their discussion that they do have this kind of facility. It has become a essential component of the productive management that they allow people to have a power nap for some time. Lie down and totally relax for a few minutes. आपने अपना काम छोड़ दिया, आंखें बंद करी और बहुत ही आराम से अपनी श्वास को लंबी श्वास लेते हुए, लंबी श्वास छोड़ते हुए आप अपने आप को रिलैक्स कर सकते हैं. फाइंड टाइम आउटसाइड योर वर्क टू डू समथिंग दैट यू एंजॉय. किसी को सिंगिंग पसंद है, किसी को डांसिंग पसंद है, किसी को पोएम सुनना पसंद है, किसी को पेंटिंग करना पसंद है. वट एवर यू लाइक टू डू, try to do something by finding some time from your busy schedule and do that act. Sometimes you believe in gossiping, you believe in meeting your friends, you believe in exertion, you believe in visiting certain places. Whatever you like, find out some time and do it for the purpose of getting your stress out and get the energy to do the work with lot of productivity. Learn meditation techniques or yoga. Now, how do you do meditation? There are ways, there are techniques. I am sorry, I am not on screen able to tell you the meditation techniques. I myself happens to be a yoga qualified person, and basically uh, we have celebrated the yoga week, and one of the very important things we need to understand in yoga is संयोगो योग इत्युक्तो जीवात्म परमात्मनो. संयोग वक्ष जीवात्मा और परमात्मा के मिलन को योग कहते हैं. That is what? That your atma, that is your soul, and your all perception, that is your living life, if it has a connectivity with each other and you are getting pleasure out of it, when you are getting the pleasure in living your life, it is nothing but योग. आज स्थिर सुखम आसनम, किसी भी स्थिर अवस्था में बैठे अगर आप हैं और आप उसमें एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, उस सीटिंग पोस्चर को एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, तो वो क्या है? वो आसन है. तो मेडिटेशन यू कैन डू. आंख बंद कर सकते हैं, लंबी लंबी सांस लेते हुए अपने ध्यान को केंद्रित कर सकते हैं. आप अपने ध्यान को मस्तिष्क से मूलाधार तक ले जा सकते हैं. मूलाधार तक ले जा सकते हैं. मूलाधार आत्मशक्ति कुंडलिनी प्रदेवता शायिता भुजगाकारा सादर तिल्यान्विता यावत्सा निता दे तावत्सा जी पशु यथा ज्ञानम न जायते तावत कोटि योग समस्या. आप ध्यान लगाते हुए मस्तिष्क से अपनी नाभि तक, नाभि में जहाँ पर आपकी कुंडली शक्ति विद्यमान है, वहां तक उस ध्यान को ले जाने का प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं. यदि आप ऐसा कर पाने में सफल होते हैं तो आपको दिव्य ऊर्जा शक्ति का आभास होता है, वो आपको मिलती है और आपकी सारी की सारी बॉडी पूरी तरह रिलैक्स होकर एनर्जेटिक एनर्जी के साथ एक बार फिर से आपको काम करने के लिए प्रेरित करती है. और जो इस प्रक्रिया के दौर से नहीं गुजरते हैं, वो एक साधारण मेरे आपकी तरह मानवों की तरह अपने जीवन यापन को करते हैं, उनमें वो शक्ति, वो रिमार्केबल स्पार्क डेवलप नहीं होता जो लीडर्स में होता है, जो वर्ल्ड वाइड लीडर्स के अंदर आपको देखने को मिलता है. Find a quiet place to read a magazine or a novel during a break or at a lunchtime. This is what for the libraries are one of the component essential element that in your spare time, every office may have some place which may be a small library or a small recreation or watchdale kind of a thing where some pleasure and some light magazines are there. You can open them, you can read them. Some good columns are there. Sometimes good columns are written on certain kind of aspects and all. After the lunch break, you can do that. That removes your stress. If possible, have pictures or scenes peacefully, scenery, forests, meadows, mountains, etc. visible or accessible. This mini vacation for your eyes is a powerful inducer of relaxation response. I have seen many people plan for visiting outside. कोई लेह लद्दाख जा रहा है, कोई मनाली जा रहा है, कोई किसी और डेस्टिनेशन में जा रहा है. This is very essential because you need at least some time after your working stress and other things that you are relaxed with your family, your friends, and you are in a different world. And that kind of experience and that kind of leisure which you are having in your life recreates in you energy, motivates you. You have lot of power once again comes in your life, and that you put into your productivity and you achieve your goals. Look up. Always try to keep on evaluating the reasons for stress and try to get them out. Keep something humorous on hand, such a book of jokes. Laughter is great medicine to help us relax. Laughter challenge is coming. Kapil Sharma is the ambassador nowadays for laughter therapy. Now that Shekhar Suman has brought out another program on TV, or even that there on YouTube you will find lot of programs are there. Sometime when you have time you can open them and listen. Sometime see nowadays you see there is a singing programs of the children. Small children, they are singing so nicely. If you are fond of listening songs, attend and see that program, make it a point, and you find that you are highly relaxed. At that point of time, you are not thinking what is happening in your office, what is happening in your life, what is happening at your family. You are enjoying listening, seeing them. You feel it. कि यार इतना छोटा सा बच्चा इतना सुंदर कैसे गा सकता है. You look at Saturday Sunday program रात को 8 से 9 बजे आता है किसी चैनल के ऊपर. आप आपको अगर पसंद है तो आप देखिए, you will find that you are little relaxed of it. Now, when we talk of stress, please don't have stress. Do your best and forget the rest. This kind of philosophy you should have in your life. Do your best and forget the rest. Lifelong learning. Now, we all people, right from we get up in the morning till we go to our bed for sleeping, in all this time, something is happening around us which may be a lesson for us, which may be an event for our learning. छोटी छोटी चीज़ों से भी आप सीखते हैं, छोटी छोटी स्मॉल चीज़ें जो आपके आजू बाजू में हो रही हैं उससे आपका नॉलेज बढ़ता है. आप lifelong learning does not mean that you should be the part and parcel of a schooling education or a college education or an institution, or you need to have only a guru that you will be able to learn. No, at this stage at this stage when you are well settled, your lifelong learning process is your own ability and your own ability to accept what is happening around you and the things which can be helpful, useful, and will be making the part of enhancing your existing knowledge and wisdom. A professional need to be the part of an environment which extends her him. आप जिस एनवायरनमेंट में रह रहे हैं उस एनवायरनमेंट में कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा घट रहा है, रोज घट रहा है, जो आपके नॉलेज को बढ़ाता है, जो आपके ज्ञान को बढ़ाता है और जो आपको कॉम्पिटेंट प्रोफेशनल के रूप में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है. छोटी छोटी ऐसी बातें जिनको अडॉप्ट कर आप अपने आप को बहुत ज़्यादा रिलैक्स और बहुत ज़्यादा कंफर्टेबल सिचुएशन में अपने आप को पाते हैं. The opportunity to be a lifelong learner. It is imperative for a professional to meet the information requirements of varied clientness to justify their responsibilities and working, and hence he or she should strive hard, enhance knowledge, and polish their skills to provide state-of-the-art services in the ICT environment. Now see, our society is slowly and gradually depending much more on ICT environment as compared to the traditional environment in which we used to live. When I was a student, ICT was not much available in schooling, in university education system. Even in many institutions, it was not becoming a hub of activities and all. We were doing traditionally. I still remember that when I was the school student and the phone facilities, not mobile, the landline facilities started coming, we were able to remember the telephone numbers of our relatives, our friends. But now what is happening nowadays, when with the vehicle of ICT, our Android phones and having the capacity of storing thousands of contact numbers, but we are not able even to remember the number of our son or our wife or our good friend. We immediately go to the phone book, we search, and the ICT has facilitated. And because of this, what is happening is that we are not using the power of our memory which God has given us on certain kind of things to remember, which we feel that this ICT component is helping us to do that, so that we should not waste of it. And this is what is happening. Likewise, I have seen, and you will agree with me, that our knowledge of the spellings of English language or Hindi language are becoming poor, simply because our typing gadgets are having the inbuilt dictionary. The moment you type a wrong word, it tells you that it is wrong, and the moment you click it, you find the correct spelling. That does not mean that your knowledge is not good. That does not mean that you are not capable to do that. But the technology is helping you, so you have become careless in remembering that particular aspect. Even your Grammarly kind of softwares are available there to check your grammar and convert your language into a much more impressive way. All these are the technological gadgets, and we are accepting, and society must, because the society want to develop, and the static environment cannot lead to the development to which the society or a nation wants to develop, compete it worldwide. But at the same time, what is happening is that justify responsibility and working, and hence he or she should strive hard, enhance knowledge and polish their skill to provide state-of-art services in the ICT environment. This technology has to be adopted, and then see in what way you will be able to really make use of it for the betterment of the services which you are providing, for the betterment of the task which you are doing, for the betterment of the task which you are performing. I am sure that you all are the faculty members, and you have the technological gadgets in your hand, and you are making use of your PPTs to deliver your lecture. There was a time when I was the student, my teacher would have come and they would have delivered the lecture as tempo, and they were so powerfully delivering the lectures by using their own memory. But nowadays, those kind of capabilities and capacities seems to be disappeared. Many of the teachers are not having this kind of capability nowadays. I have seen my young teachers, my colleagues on, until unless there is a PPT before them, they are handicapped of delivering the task and lecture in such impressive way, which they are able to do while they have the facility of the PPTs display before them. This is the combination of both, and therefore whatever new things are appearing before you, the lifelong learning process help you to achieve, update your knowledge, and until and unless your information and knowledge base is solid, the better, then your wisdom is not going to be developed. And if you do not have wisdom, then certainly you will not be able to do something for the welfare of the society or nation. Therefore, I really like the saying of a non-writer, Shakespeare ji. What he said, I always feel happy. You know why? Because I don't expect anything from anyone. Unfortunately, what is happening, I have seen in the journey of my 20 years of teaching experience, 23 years rather, that we have had a lot of students, lot of scholars and all. And I have seen many of my colleagues expect from them. When you expect from them and they do not act according to your expectations, you get hurt. And you sometimes curse, why I have taken that boy as my PhD scholar, why I have helped that fellow has become selfish and all. This kind of feeling should not emerge in your personality. Reason being is that you should not expect anything from them, because expectations always hurt. If you expect from your students, if you expect from your son or daughter, if you expect something from your friends and your neighbors and all, it will hurt. What is needed is that if you can do something for them, do it. Because the God has made you that powerful that you can help somebody else. This kind of attitude is called positive attitude of a day. But the moment you start thinking that if I have done something for somebody, he will also do something for me, then it will hurt. Life is short, so love your life. My dear friends, we do not know when our last breath takes place. एक सेकंड का नहीं पता है जिंदगी के बारे में, और आपको पता है कि जिंदगी कितनी ज्यादा कीमती है, लाइफ कितनी मुश्किल से मिलती है. अगर आप माइथोलॉजी में बिलीव करते हैं तो भगवान शिव शंकर ने अपने मुखारबिंद से कहा है, आसनानी समस्तानी यावत जीव जंतवा चतुर्शित लक्षणानी शिवेन कथितम पुरा, कि इस जीवन में 84 लाख योनियों से निकलने के बाद मनुष्य जीवन की प्राप्ति होती है. यानी कितनी लंबी जर्नी के बाद हमें मनुष्य के रूप में जन्म की प्राप्ति होती है. तो हमें अपने लाइफ के प्रति सजग रहना चाहिए, हमें अपने जीवन से, अपनी लाइफ से प्यार करना चाहिए. वी शुड लव with our life, we should respect the God वी शुड बी थैंकफुल टू द गॉड के 84 लाख योनि से निकलने के बाद उसने हमें मनुष्य बनाया. तो वी आर सो ग्रेटफुल टू द गॉड एंड वी विल लिव इट fully. We will live it so lavishly, we will live it so happily that this life which has come in our way after so long, we should really relish it. Every moment, every bit of second of our life is precious and we will live it happily. Just live for yourself, and before you speak, listen. Listening of others is an art. If you do not listen to other person, you will not be a good speaker. Before you write, think. Whenever you are writing, you must think what you are writing. What will be the meaning of it? Is it going to create a chaos, or is it going to lead for the development of the knowledge in the respective field? Before you spend on, you should not start spending the money which is hard earned of your parent. You should develop the art of earning before you develop the art of spending. Before you pray, forgive. भगवान की आप प्रार्थना करते हैं, प्रे करते हैं, आपके साथ किसी ने गलत कर दिया है, बहुत लोगों के साथ गलत हुआ होगा, बहुतों के साथ गलत हो जाता है, लेकिन आप भगवान की विजडम में विश्वास कीजिए, कोई किसी के साथ गलत नहीं कर सकता. डेस्टिनी है. God has defined that something will happen wrongly with you. So somebody becomes the person to act on behalf of God to create problem for you. हम कहते हैं हमारे कलीग ने हमारे खिलाफ ऐसा कर दिया, हम कहते हैं हमारे पड़ोसी ने हमारे खिलाफ ऐसा कर दिया. ये गॉड का विजडम है, गॉड ने डिफाइन किया और डेस्टाइंड है. इसलिए आपके साथ अगर कोई बुरा करता है तो अपने व्यक्तित्व में ऐसी क्षमता हासिल करिए, ऐसी क्षमता डेवलप करिए कि फॉरगिव, माफ कीजिए. माफी सबसे बड़ा बलिदान है, माफी सबसे बड़ा योगदान है. यू शुड गिव द फॉरगिवनेस to the people who have done something wrong before you. Before you hurt, feel. किसी को भी दुख देने से पहले, किसी के खिलाफ कुछ करने से पहले, किसी को कुछ गलत बुरा भला कहने से पहले, you should feel कि अगर आपके साथ ऐसा होगा तो आपको कैसा लगेगा. This is where the empathy works. This is where the empathy works. Before you hate, love. किसी से नफरत करने से पहले किसी से प्यार करना सीखें. Until unless you know how to love, you have no business, you have no right to hurt with somebody. Before you quit, try. If some task you are performing and you are not able to get success, keep on trying. The day will come that you will get success in it. If you forgive it, if you quit that task, that will never be materialized. So keep on trying. This is what lifelong learning emphasize on the need of it. Keep on trying. Before you die, live. जीवन का कुछ पता नहीं है, कब ये जीवन खत्म हो जाए हम नहीं जानते हैं. इसलिए जो भी पल आपके पास हैं उनको अच्छे से जिए, खुशी से जिए, उल्लास के साथ जिए, पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट के साथ जिए, और जीवन में अपने लिए, अपने परिवार के लिए, अपने समाज के लिए, अपने देश के लिए कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा करें कि जब आप अपनी अंतिम यात्रा की तरफ निकलें तो आपकी सब कॉन्शियस में घूमते हुए आपके विचार आपको एहसास कराएं कि यू हैव लिव्ड योर लाइफ इन द बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे. So my dear friends, as I said, life is very short. So break your silly egos. अहम को आगे ना आने दें, क्योंकि अहम इंसान को डिस्ट्रॉय करता है, बर्बाद करता है. Forgive quickly, believe slowly, love truly, laugh loudly, and never avoid anything that makes you smile. अगर कोई भी कारण आपकी खुशी का कारण बन सकता है, आपके चेहरे पर स्माइल ला सकता है, तो आप अपने चेहरे पर स्माइल लाएं, भले ही जोकर बनकर जमाने को हंसाने का काम करना पड़े. देयर वाज ए मूवी ऑफ कपूर, दैट वाज राज कपूर साहब, जोकर, एंड इफ यू सी द मैसेज इज वेरी लाउडर दैट यू हैव ऑलवेज ट्राई टू गिव स्माइल टू द अदर. अगर किसी के चेहरे पे स्माइल दोगे तो स्माइल खुद पे खुद लौट कर आपके चेहरे पर आएगी. एंड इफ यू कैन स्टे पॉजिटिव इन ए नेगेटिव सिचुएशन, यू विल. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, if you do not lose your confidence, if you always feel that yes, I will be successful in doing it, irrespective of how much difficult task it is to do, that positive attitude, that positiveness in your personality will help you to win over in the situation in which you were. So my dear friends, I am reaching to the conclusion of this lecture. Personality development is one of the most essential part of any human being. and do matter for successfulness in any profession. As far as organization management is concerned, it seems to be much more needed as the professionals working in different environments have to deal with different people having different personality traits. This area has become more challenging in ICT environment, as ICT skills alone is not the solution to the problem of effective and efficient organization management. So, my dear friends, I am not the man of psychology. I am the professor in life information science. But on the request of my friend Professor KP Singh, that I should deliver a lecture, and that too to a gathering which is representing from different disciplines other than library science. So I try to develop this lecture and deliver it before you. And I say sorry if I am not up to the mark in defining and doing my duty. And if you like it, then my purpose is solved. So thank you very much for patient listening. And now the floor is open for question answer session if you have. I'll try to reply to the level of your satisfaction. Please.
So my question was.
थोड़ा जोर से बोलेंगी मैडम, आवाज थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं आ रहा, थोड़ा जोर से बोलेंगी.
Sir, अभी ठीक है क्या?
जी हाँ जी हाँ.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you for very extensive deliberation, sir, on the subject. My question is there any relation between the position and personality? Because as you said,
Between personality and position. See,
Yes.
the position happens to be, I tell you, the position sometimes creates egos in you. The more powerful you are, more your egos work. And more your egos are there, you develop more negativity in your personality. Therefore, the personality happens to be much more better way of handling the task, and you should always think of that whatever you have achieved as a part of your position, whatever status you have achieved in your life, this will sustain only when you will be able to have positive mindset in doing your task in future. So they are related to each other, but in my opinion, personality happens to be the much more better component as part of your position. You can achieve any position if you have all the traits which I have explained to you as a part of position. That helps you to reach your goals and achievements. Anything else?
But in this context, very humbly, I want to put my position that I have come across many people who are at very higher position, but then after meeting them and after interacting them, I have the feeling that as our Honorable Vice Chancellor has also put up somewhere that आदमी कुर्सी तो बड़ी थी लेकिन आदमी बहुत छोटा था. So that that has appealed me a lot, and I think I firmly believe that personality has nothing to do with the position. Even an ordinary person having no position, no well-defined qualification may have a very, very intact and very very solid personality. So that's based on my observations, sir, whatever I have experienced and
I agree with you, but what I have tried to make you my audience understand is that if you have reached to any position, whatever you have, if you do not really work on that position with a positive mindset, neither you will be able to really help your subordinates, nor you will be able to satisfy your officials above than you. And therefore, these personality traits help you to make the balance between that. And that is where you need to really work in such a way that the ultimate goals for which the position has been offered to you, you will be able to achieve. This is what I just wanted to communicate.
Sir, I just want to add here to Speaker Ma'am's query. She is saying about position. Position, what she thinks about is it is a matter of livelihood.
Yeah.
I also see in that way. Position is just, you are earning for your family, for yourself, and you may have any position.
Okay.
So, but personality is entirely a different trait. and how you conduct yourself. What are your morals, your ethics, and personality means what you do for your own people as a human.
Yes.
So with this, sir, the first session is over, and what I could understand from your lecture that you explained so beautifully about the journey of a human being to being human. So at the end, you also show a chart of the stairs, and I was looking at that from a small child to teenager and how he coming down at old age. So and alone, he comes alone, goes alone. तो सर ये बहुत ही अच्छा लेक्चर रहा है, और इसमें मैं जोड़ना चाहूंगी जो क्रक्स ऑफ द लाइफ इज किसी की मुस्कुराहटों पे हो निसार, किसी का दर्द मिल सके तो ले उधार, किसी के वास्ते हो तेरे दिल में प्यार, जीना ही सफल हो जाता है।
थैंक यू
तो
मैडम।
इसके साथ साथ हम 11:45 पे मिलते हैं फिर से। आपका आजादी का महोत्सव पे आपके विचार करंट
जी, वो 15 मिनट का गैप मैं चाहूंगा, क्योंकि 1.5 घंटा हो गया बोलते बोलते। आई वुड लाइक टू थोड़ा सा रेस्ट, ओके ना?
11:45
we will, and that will be, I do not know, it will be related to live information, but Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which term which we are listening for the past few months, I have not seen the people explaining what actually Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and themes are. I will try to justify with you people. You will really enjoy.
हम लिसन ही नहीं करते, हमारे पार्टिसिपेंट वो इक्वली पार्टिसिपेट एक्टिवली।
Thank you. Okay.
So hope to listen to you at 11:45. Thank you, sir.
म्यूट कर दिया, आवाज हो गया, ना पानी पिला, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दी।